Hello everyone, guys and girls, welcome back to the YouTube channel of mine. Today's video I want to discuss about me and the things that I've accomplished and the strides and leaps I've taken and the falls and tumbles I've taken to get to who I am today. So my name, as mentioned previously, is Jerome Dion Etteridge if you want to be fancy and use a middle name. I was born and raised in Australia. My parents, one of them comes from an English background, and my mother was born in Switzerland. So I have a dual citizenship, and that's a very fun thing to have these days. Very powerful to have European citizenship. When I was young, I was not diagnosed up until when I was in year 5 in middle school. So up until year 5, I had no additional supports, no structure, nothing. I was what you'd refer to as a mainstream student. I was not placed in a support unit. And we kept it that way all the way up until year 6. After year 6, when we started looking into high schools, my father contacted local high schools and asked them if I would be able to, not survive, but if I would be able to function well and strive in a mainstream setting. And after going back and forth, email after email, eventually got told that I wouldn't be able to, make it for a mainstream program. So what we looked into was looking into support unit-based schools. And what we found was a school site called Autism Spectrum Australia, or for short you can call them Aspect. And Aspect is a really good school that I went to. On my first day there, it was a really good experience. I got to meet the teachers and the students and meeting everyone and having fun. I believe I even did a cooking class with them because I was doing cooking that day, and they said, join us, have fun, And I had a really fun time. And after that day, I looked at them, I was, when's high school, I want to get into high school now. It was so much fun. The teachers were great, the students were fun to hang out with and chat with. So the next few years, I went through having, the change of a mainstream setting to a support unit setting. And with being in an Aspect school, it was really good because it was individualized approaches. What a student needs, like me, is very different to what my friends need. My friends need different supports. I had friends who needed assistance doing their shoelaces. I needed supports with slowing down my speech and talking less speedy and fast and being more direct. And I had friends who needed supports in all different types of shapes and sizes. During my time teaching, during my time being a student and being taught, I eventually discovered my interest in helping others as I became a fast writer in the classroom. So I would spend time writing down my other classmates' work to help them out and make sure they didn't fall behind and get in trouble. After some time, I actually had a teacher's aide come up to me, a teaching assistant, and she asked me if I'd like to become a teacher's aide one day because I was so helpful. And obviously I said no, because no student ever wants to become a teacher's aide. However, the thought stuck in my mind, and after some time, I thought about it, and eventually I moved into work experience, and my first few work experiences were actually working as a teacher's aide in some local primary schools. And I found some slight enjoyment, not full commitment level enjoyment, but enjoyment nonetheless. After some time, I got to do a work experience class where I would go to one of the Aspect sites, which was a base site, and I would get to work with the students for 1 day a week for 5 weeks. On my first day there is the day that I believe my life and who I am as a person started. As when I went there on my first day, all I got to see was a group of amazing students with all different types of disabilities and support needs, having fun, playing with their teachers, going to a gym, doing activities, and making all these great and fun moments with each other. And after seeing all these students that are having more difficult circumstances than I was brought up with, have all these great supports, when I came home, I actually cried a tear of joy because it was so emotionally eye-opening for me. And I looked at my parents and I told them, education is my life. That is my role. This is what I am now born and bred to do. And so moving forward, that is when I decided I would become a teacher's aide. Sometime after, I enrolled in a SLES program. SLES program is a school leaver employment service. The reason why I did this was because I wanted to do a cert for an education support to become a teacher's aide. So the SLES program would give me assistance so that I could get through all the homework and all the exams and everything. It was more of a comfort-based thing, but the other benefit of having an additional school in a way is to have the additional support, because leaving high school I had to come on my own routine, my own schedule, my own everything. So having a SLES was very useful. So I very much thank the Disability Trust for giving me all that help and assistance throughout that time. During my time doing my TAFE certificate though, I kept my autism a secret, but for a very special reason. The reason being, I had a discussion with my TAFE teacher about how we should surprise the class and keep it a secret up until the end to show them the great powers of a person with a disability. So towards the end of our second term, when our class was learning about autism, our teacher stood up at the front of the class and was telling them, hey guys and girls, I want you all to know that people with disabilities come in all different shapes and sizes. Some people might not even recognize that their friends or their family members or that themselves even have a disability. They might be masking it. And a lot of these people still are able to achieve such great and triumphant feats while being pushed down by their disability in certain ways. A great example of someone with a disability that does great work and, pushes through the barriers is our Jerome Etteridge. And she pointed to me, and the entire class went silent. And everyone turned and looked at me and was like, oh my God, no way, that's crazy. And they could not fathom the idea that I was actually a person with autism. They could not believe it, they had no idea. And after the class, when everything had calmed down, one of my student friends came up to me and apologized. And I asked them why they wanted to apologize. And they told me that they wanted to apologize because they didn't know I had a disability and they didn't do anything about it. Now, thinking about that, it sounds like a very nice and honourable thing to do. However, that's when I came to the recollection that I don't want to be treated any differently. I want to be treated like any other person. I might need support, I might need assistance in my day-to-day routine, in my week-to-week routine. However, I want to be treated just like anybody else, because that's how we all want to be treated. We all want to be treated the same on a fair, equal level, just get the supports we need. So I told her not to apologise, and I thanked her for treating me like a friend. And that's when I also came to a second realisation, that if I could do such a monumental task of doing a cert for an education support, if I can do it, they can do it, you can do it, anyone can do it. And that's why I slowly developed my motto of, if I can do it, you can do it. And then that's how I've been somewhat living that rest of my life up until now. That's how I've been living my life. I tend to try and push myself into uncomfortable territories, try new foods, climb new heights, test out scary insects on myself and try and hit these crazy accomplishments, because if I can do it, it will motivate people around me to try it themselves and give life a go, which is one of the most important things in life, giving it a go. If you sit at home and do nothing, you end up just doing nothing, sitting at home, simple as. So where am I now? I currently work a few days as a teacher's aide within the same organisation aspect, Autism Inspection Australia. I've also done a few motivational talks. I've actually been on a podcast which I hope will be uploaded after this YouTube video. I hope it doesn't take me too long to edit down and upload this YouTube video. But yeah, I've just been working on myself and working on certain things around me. I've developed a website, as you may look in the description, and all I ask in life is if you can, mention me, share my story, and tell people about, the perspective of autism and how, it can change. Because in life, what I want to do is I want to change people's perspective of autism and show that it's not a one-sided thing. So if you can, go into the description, as awful as it sounds, like, comment, subscribe, share my story. I'd greatly appreciate it if you can. Love to hear from you. Have a good day. Thanks, guys. Goodbye.